Christmas!
Merry Christmas.
How are you?
I'm doing all right. I'm here with Mrs. Claus to my right.
That's funny. That is funny. I do look like a kind of slightly weird pirate, or Christmas pirate. You know?
I was going to say the ugly sister from the pantomime, but
do you like my baubles?
and I hate the baubles, but it's fine.
No, they're on brand. They're the Care Teal.
Oh, I'm not sure that's a bit teal necessarily. It's a bit too green.
No, they're the closest I could find. But I think this is a creative look. God gave us a creative.
You're really
gene
stretching
in
there.
Yeah, do you know what? That's what this whole Christmas episode is just going to be a massive stretch by us.
Probably.
But anyway, I'm thrilled to be here, and a very, very Merry Christmas to every single one of you,
Indeed.
wherever you are around the world. And we do have a global audience. Wherever you are around the world, Merry Christmas. And if it's not Christmas Day yet where you are, or your Christmas comes at a different time to here in the UK, when it comes, Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Happy days.
Absolutely.
Well, there we go. We may as well stop there. That was it. It was just a Christmas message. Now, we've got some fun stuff. What are we going to be doing, Peter?
Well, we're going to do a little bit of a roundup of the year that has been.
My goblet's back.
And then I'm going to give you some quick fire questions, which I will also attempt to answer.
Yes, very good, very good.
I should say I've not thought about any of the answers.
Also, by the way, let's just start. Maybe start by saying one of the things I love about Christmas is you get Advent before Christmas, and they do produce some stunning Advent devotionals. And it is just brilliant, actually, just enjoying singing carols.
Yeah.
Why we don't sing them all year round, I do not know. Jesus was not born on December 25th. However, I also massively, massively appreciate the fact that this is a time of year when we focus very particularly on the incarnation, and a little word of warning or encouragement to anyone out there who's preaching at any point over the Christmas season, to echo an Australian / kind of British evangelist called Glenn Scrivener. Don't rush past the incarnation to get to Easter. That was something I really challenged myself on this Christmas time, because the more you think about it, God becoming man, truly God, truly man, it's kind of both amazing, but also I've been struck again by the mystery of it all. Like, it is mind-boggling.
And it has such implications, doesn't it, actually, for a whole lot of things which we work on in terms of what it teaches us about us being human and the value of being human when God himself would become
human,
one of us.
Yes.
That is just crazy, isn't it?
I've always said that when you're arguing from the Bible about the sanctity of life, don't rush to Genesis 1. Actually start at the incarnation, because that is a new humanity being made. And it's not like God just wipes the slate and starts again. He actually dignifies human life by the eternal Son of God coming in the flesh, exchanging the glory of heaven and the light of heaven for the darkness of the womb. Oh, it's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant.
And actually, I'll give one further quick reflection on the Christmas story. Not that we had planned any of this at all.
No. When have we ever planned?
But you inspired it when you mentioned Glenn Scrivener a moment ago.
Thank you.
Which is, I remember he did a really good poem a few years ago called Christmas in Dark Places. And the Christmas story, when you think about it, is really quite dark, isn't it? So you've got Mary and Joseph who have nowhere to stay. You've got a pregnancy in a stable, effectively. Yeah, because they
kind of a crisis pregnancy, right?
Exactly. You do not have the resources.
Yeah.
You've got babies being killed by King Herod.
Yeah.
This is not like
I know.
This is not the traditional image we have of people singing carols in the bleak midwinter, etc.
We sanitize Christmas.
We absolutely do. And so I think actually for a world which is hurting and broken and tired and weary, actually the Christmas story feels so helpful, doesn't it?
Yes, and that wonderful thing when the angels appeared above the shepherds, and it was glory to God in the highest, and on earth, peace.
Yeah.
And that's one of the amazing things that the incarnation teaches us, that to create peace with his enemies, God was willing in the person of the Son to come into this broken world. And I often think about that. I've been reading John 1 basically every morning, and that amazing, the Word was with God, face to face with God. And then the Word was made flesh, tabernacled with us. We have seen his glory, but not, Isaiah teaches, not in his glorious appearance or in his good looks. And, instead in his character. And I think that's so helpful at Christmas time, to be like, it's about character rather than about, body image.
Yeah, and actually that well, that passage in John 1 obviously has endless amazing things in it, but the idea of light coming into the world when actually this is a world which today still feels at times like it is
Very
a dark
Yes.
place.
Yes.
And it's such a helpful image of that candle coming in the dark.
Yes, and actually that's where the kind of the theatre of churches who do have a more liturgical approach can be helpful, and actually why even free churches often adopt the carols by candlelight. And which is what we did at my church, Trinity Road Chapel. But also, what I would say is that wonderful passage, John 1. We also have that wonderful bit: light has come into the world, and the darkness has not overcome it. Arguably,
Or has not understood it in some translations, which is also really interesting.
That's right. And arguably, darkness in one sense had overcome the light that God created at the very beginning. Because although we have light, sin kind of dominated everything. But here is a light that will overcome that darkness. So the created light is always met by darkness. Daytime always gives way to nighttime. Whereas here is a supernatural light that God sent in the person of his son, and it's just stunning.
Well, that was all.
I could tell you enjoyed that last light point.
Let's move on.
Yes. I thought it was quite good. Thanks very much. Yeah, affirmation from the producer.
Indeed.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, I hadn't planned it. So as I started it, I was like,
where's
this going? I think it landed about right.
I think where we finished, I was okay.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Happy days.
Okay, well, let's do a quick review of the year then.
Yes, good. 2025.
2025. Has it been a good year for the government?
No,
absolutely not. What are some of the big headlines do you reckon from this year?
U-turn over the attempted welfare reforms.
Absolutely.
I think also the will they, won't they raise income tax would be another big one. I think the sacking of Angela Rayner for tax irregularities was a low point. I think the constant chatter, or rather growing chatter, about a leadership contest for Starmer is extraordinary when he was only elected in 2024. So I think those are some of them. I think also some of the kind of backroom stuff in Number 10, in the sense that they have got some problem keeping staff, a lot of churn. That's created a narrative of a government out of control, and just a general failure to communicate properly.
And you've got to put this also within the context, haven't you, of Labour now being down, I think, at 16% in the polls. They are now actually the fourth most popular party. So they are below Conservatives and Greens and Reform. And that is coming from a government which had an enormous majority in terms of parliamentary seats a year and a half ago, even if it was, as some people called it, a bit of a loveless landslide.
That's a good line. I like that.
It was almost, I don't think anyone could have foreseen it going quite this badly wrong. What, if anything, do you think they've done well?
I think when it comes to, and this is more to Keir Starmer's credit, I think they have done international diplomacy and international foreign affairs well. I'm not going to say very well. I'm just going to say they've done it well, in that I expect Britain to be good at that. I mean, I think generally we have a good track record. And I think they've maintained that. And I think actually Starmer in particular, where I think he has done very well, is his handling of President Donald Trump.
I would have said the same.
So I think that, fair play to him, he's proven a natural on the world stage.
Yeah, I think that's true. I think they've been very good on Ukraine. I think for a long time they tried hard to tread the tightrope around war in Gaza as well. So no, I agree that foreign policy has been good. What do you think has been from a policy point of view, what do you think has been the worst worst bit of government which they've handled? I would say the economy, I think. But.
Yeah, I think I would have to agree with you. I think just generally speaking, they tied their own hands by making big commitments in the manifesto.
Exactly.
And I think that's been a sort of straitjacket. And then you had the absolute charade of them marching us all up the hill of income tax rises, and then actually being like, oh no, wait, we've discovered some more money somewhere. And it's kind of just like, I mean, we talked about this on a previous podcast. It's kind of just a bit ridiculous. They've not been honest with us about the nation's finances, and they failed to make the tough decisions.
Yeah, and this is also accompanied by a productivity crisis and a country which is now not forecast to grow as much as it was forecast to grow before then.
Exactly. And also we have rising unemployment. And then what they do is they keep putting the wages up, which puts pressure on small and medium businesses. And so you have this kind of absolutely crazy situation where they're saying we're all about growth, but then they pass policies that will actively harm growth. So I think mixed messages on the economy, lack of narrative, lack of conviction. I think the last budget was more an exercise in pragmatic politics than it was in making difficult choices for the sake of genuinely a better future for everyone. So no, I think on the economy, very disappointed.
Yeah, I think that's absolutely fair. The other big thing which has been in the news a lot this year has been immigration.
Yes.
And we can sort of start to move away from Labour here, because I guess one of the interesting things is how they are being squeezed both to the right and to the left. So they're being squeezed to the left on economics, because they're being seen by some as not really governing very much like a Labour government. So that's why the Greens have done very well. That combined with the Greens have a new leader, Zach Polanski, the former hypnotist.
Yes, who's made some very questionable comments.
Yes, indeed.
In the past.
So he was reported to run events in which he believed he could enhance the size of women's breasts, which is an unusual
Charming.
thing. That is the leader of what is currently the second most popular party in the UK.
Yes.
Although we probably can't move beyond that without talking about some of the views of the leader of the most popular party in the UK, who just in the last few weeks, Nigel Farage, having various things brought up from his school days.
Yes, that's right. Accused of being a racist.
Accused of goose-stepping across the playground while being a school prefect.
Yes.
Which does sound slightly like Fawlty Towers, but...
I don't know. So on that one, I'm a little bit like high jinks is high jinks. I mean, I think to read into that some kind of overly sophisticated, I don't know, pro-fascist agenda is kind of like, I mean, he was an immature teenage boy who was probably showing off, wasn't he? Got a little bit of power.
Yeah.
But I mean, you'd say perhaps suggests a kind of character defect.
Yes, I think that's probably fair. But,
have you ever goose stepped across the playground, Peter?
I don't believe I have. No.
I don't think I have either.
No,
that's good. Well, that's good. That's in the plus.
We're not expecting someone to comment to the Times about us.
No, well, hopefully not. But I mean, I think also with Farage, I think you can expect more and more of this, because of course, the more someone is in the spotlight, the more people are going to dig up stuff from the past. They can speak to old schoolmates and so on and so forth.
No. So what's fueled the rise of reform? Because I guess part of it is immigration, and we can chat about immigration. I think part of it is probably also integration.
Yes.
So it is not just the volume of people who have been coming to the UK.
Yeah.
It is also to what extent are we working as a multicultural society?
Yeah, look, I mean, if you travel around the country at this time of year, you'll see a lot more British and English flags flying, particularly on the motorways and also in towns and villages. And I think one of the things that I'm interested to see is, I think what drives the rise of reform is people who are unhappy, dissatisfied with successive governments, and who feel like for a long time there was no one to reflect their views. And here comes a party, a disruptor, who has some fairly socially conservative views on some things, not on everything, but on some things, but also, has the ability to say, we will spend government money here and here. And I think people are kind of going, I like the sound of this. And the tough rhetoric on immigration, the fact that Nigel Farage, to give him credit, has been consistent on immigration. Yeah. I think people are looking at that and going, well, also he's a winner. He got Brexit. Basically, some people would essentially say Nigel Farage is the main reason why Brexit happened, because of his absolute determined advocacy, even when it was an unpopular.
Exactly, yeah. He was doing it when no one else was.
So I think all of that, and there's part of me that thinks, democracy is about choice. I don't want a situation like we have in America where you really only have got two choices. I think diversity of choice is good. I think the problem is our parliamentary system is designed to have one party in the majority. So the more choice you have is going to put strain on the first past the post system.
I think that's absolutely true. And the way in which things are going currently, I think you could absolutely see a hung parliament happening, which would not be easy, because you can particularly see how those on the left might form a coalition.
Yes.
I can't see many people wanting to form a coalition with Reform if they are the largest party.
I would never underestimate the Conservatives' desire to be in power, and suddenly discovering that for the national interest, they were willing to come up with some kind of supply-side arrangement with Reform. I could see that happening.
Yeah, although I guess also that lessons from the last time we had a junior party coalition. It didn't go too well for the Lib Dems.
No, that's true, and that could be uppermost in Kemi Badenoch's mind, if she is still leader at the next election, is the idea that if they are the junior partner, that could be the wipeout of the Tories.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think the rise of reform, I think that there is, connected in with this from a kind of Christian perspective, is an increased noise in the UK about Christian nationalism. I think the mainstream press are writing about it like they weren't before. And I think that there's different types, there's different stripes of Christian nationalism. I think broadly speaking, some people are basically nationalists. They want UK or England to prosper, and they think that Christian values is a part of that.
Yeah, more akin to cultural Christianity.
And that's not the same as people who are within the Christian constituency, within the conservative reformed world, who actually theologically think that, you know, the government should be, for example, passing blasphemy laws and insisting and upholding Christianity as the one true religion. Yeah. I think that this is going to be an ongoing challenge in 2026 for the church, a growing challenge. How do we respond well to Christian nationalism? Fascinating.
Okay, let's go through some quick fire questions.
Oh, do it, and then you I'll answer, and then you answer.
Yeah.
Sorry about my eyes, everyone. They're very itchy.
That's quite all right. What do you think was the biggest political moment of the year?
Bum, 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 bum. It's like dramatic music. I think the biggest political moment of the year in this country, obviously.
Yep.
Sacking of Angela Rayner.
Yep. I think
it
that's
was huge.
Probably fair.
Because, I mean, she was an essential part of Starmer's project to reassure the left of the party that he was going to govern with their interests at least half in mind.
Yeah, I think that's fair. And I guess you could also add in the image of Rachel Reeves crying in the House of Commons when it looked like she was on the verge of being sacked.
Yeah.
When Starmer said he wanted the return of the sausages, or was that last year?
I think that was last year.
The Kraken awakes. Suddenly now you're chiming in. I've been trying to get you to join in the podcast for weeks. What was this story?
Was that not at the Labour conference? Where so it was about the war in Gaza when he meant to say return of the hostages, he said return of the sausages.
Yes, okay, yes.
Which is doubly ironic given Jews don't eat pork.
No, that's true. But actually the government's decision to recognise Palestine as a state, I think that was quite a big moment because for so long the political consensus has been two-state solution, yes, but UK has not recognised Palestinian territory. So I thought that was quite big.
Next one, breakout star of the year.
Okay.
I have an answer to this.
Yeah, well, I'm going to come up with it. I tell you why don't you give your
answer
first?
Why don't I give mine first?
Yeah, you give yours first.
We don't. Absolutely. I would say Shabana Mahmood.
Interesting.
Okay. So now Home Secretary.
Yes.
Talking some pretty tough rhetoric on immigration. Not going down so well with Labour members, but is going down quite well with the country.
Like it.
And this is someone who, say, a year and a half ago, most people probably didn't know who she was.
Yeah, that's a good one. I don't know whether you would... I mean, I was thinking of someone closely similar to her in many ways, but I don't know whether you say 2025 was his breakout year, but I do think Wes Streeting has had a very good year politically.
I think that's fair.
I think the fact that the way he handled the story that he was basically launching a coup against Starmer was just brilliant. And he's a good communicator. He's deft with the media. He claims to be a Christian. I know that's complex for lots of reasons. But I think, out of a government that generally has done very badly, they are two standout stars. And both of them, interestingly, opposed to assisted suicide.
Indeed.
So praise God.
I think Wes is a good answer. Certainly someone who's very ambitious. I think we might be seeing more of him next year.
Maybe.
Okay, let's go to the next one. Biggest disappointment of the year?
I think when the assisted suicide bill passed the House of Commons at third reading by just 12 votes, after a lot of shifting ground that gave us reason to believe and hope that perhaps it would be defeated in the Commons, I think that was pretty crushing.
I would agree with that one. Biggest shock?
Wow. The biggest shock for me is that we're still talking, at least in part, about Jeremy Corbyn.
I didn't see that answer coming, but it's quite a good one.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that he, is well into his 70s and he's launching a new party, but it's been an absolute fiasco.
Absolutely has.
I must say, seeing his name on headlines again was kind of like, what just happened?
Yeah.
So that's been a bit of a shock. I didn't really see him doing that. I didn't see that coming.
I am going to go with Danny Kruger defecting to Reform.
That was a big moment.
Well,
Yes.
yeah, and I guess it's particularly interesting
Yes.
to us as Christians, isn't it? Given Danny's well-publicised Christian
Yes.
faith.
By the way, I don't think Danny Kruger is a Christian nationalist.
It depends how you're defining it, doesn't it?
But in terms of he's actually spoken out against some of the excesses of it.
Yeah.
I've just noticed too many people just casually saying, "Oh, he's defending it." I think he's defending the bits of it that are interesting and that you could agree with. Anyway, that's just an aside.
But yeah, I guess Danny, in some ways, felt very much like an old school Tory.
Yes.
So old Etonian, Oxford man.
Yeah.
Who was the speechwriter to David Cameron, wrote the Hug a Hoodie speech.
Yes. Yes.
Have
Have you ever tried that, by the way? Have you ever tried to hug a
No,
youth?
I have not.
No, I haven't, and I'd love to know if he has.
Yeah, fair question. But yeah, I remember I was at home with my wife Sophie when it was announced, and she actually used to work with Danny.
That's right.
And she literally shrieked when the news was announced.
Wow.
There was this. We knew there's going to be this press conference,
Yeah,
big
yeah.
news coming from Reform, and she could not believe it. Like, she was shocked.
Yeah.
Okay, best speech or best line. Has anyone come up with any particular sound bites you remember?
Yeah. Again, Wes Streeting.
I was going to go for the same one. I think.
You know, we want police. We want our police forces to police the streets, not tweets.
Okay.
Have I said that wrong? I mean,
Police
no,
tweets, not.
No, absolutely not
tweets, not
tweets.
tweets,
No.
yeah.
Oh my goodness!
No, you are right,
Engage
yeah.
podcast comes out, for state censorship on X. No, so there was some line about that I
Yes,
thought
there
was
was, yeah.
very, very good.
I was actually going to go for a different one.
Interesting Wes again though.
This is the worst backstabbing of the faithful since Joe Marler was knocked out of a Traitors final.
Actually, biggest shock: Alan Carr won Traitors.
That's fair.
Yeah. Sorry, I should have said that. But no, that's very good. Yeah, so he's had a good year.
Well, I mean, he is
one to watch, isn't he?
He is a good communicator.
Yeah.
Politician you think would be best at a Christmas party?
Well, that's an interest. To do what? To karaoke with?
Go with that.
Karaoke with. I mean, it's a shame they're not in Parliament anymore because I've seen great videos of Theresa Coffey and Matt Hancock doing terrific karaoke. I think Wes Streeting again, to be honest with you. I think he looks like a laugh.
I don't know about that one.
I don't know.
Controversial.
What do you mean?
Wrong for Peter.
Oh, yeah, no, I know. Yeah. What, who would you go
I'd
with?
go Angela Rayner.
Oh, okay.
She'd have a good time.
Yeah.
Woman of the people.
Yeah, that's right. Well, maybe a great, interesting party, wouldn't it? I tell you, one of our fellow podcasts, Westminster Insider, I think it's called. They did a great series. Jack Blanchard would sit down with kind of key politicians, and they have an expensive lunch together, and it was absolutely hilarious because they talk about the bottle of wine they got and all the food that they got, and it was a brilliant way of getting people to. So David Davis did it, and Wes Streeting did it, and absolutely fascinating. Yeah. So after listening to this and then listening to our entire back catalogue, you can go and find it.
Okay, next one. If you could give Keir Starmer a Christmas present, what would it be?
I think I would give him a photo of him, if I could find it, stood rigid during the National Parliamentary Prayer Breakfast a couple of years ago when a former colleague of ours, Louise Davis, who is a former director of Christians on the Left, who is wonderfully Pentecostal in full Pentecostal worship style, and the contrast between the atheist Keir Starmer, who was so uncomfortable, and Lou, who was in her element as we sang a worship song, was honestly one of the greatest moments of my time at Care. I think I would get him a picture of that, I'd frame it, and I'd send him to that with a little note that said, "Repent and believe in the Lord Jesus Christ."
Very good.
Yeah, exactly. Stunned into silence by that one. Yeah. And probably a CD recording of me, of my album. What? Why is that funny? I'm releasing an album of political songs from Care's perspective. Yeah,
no,
the Care album.
I'm vetoing that one.
Truth and grace. Sorry.
What about a copy of How to Win Friends and Influence People?
Oh, very good. Very good.
You could do with all the help you can get.
That. Yeah.
Linked to that question. Who will be Prime Minister in 12 months' time?
Wes Streeting.
I would also say Wes Streeting.
Oh, wow. Interesting. What about you, Isaac? Who do you think?
I was going to say Keir.
Okay, no, all right, he's back in the incumbent. Okay, no,
So-
yeah, it could.
Okay, so we both think Keir's going to go.
Yeah.
When are we predicting it?
I think there'll be a slow death after the May elections. I
Yep,
don't think it'll be
same.
immediate because Labour are rubbish at getting rid of leaders, but I
Yeah.
think it will just bubble and bubble and bubble, and then it will blow up. I think when we podcast this time next year, we'll be celebrating the coronation of Wes Streeting.
Yeah, I think
You heard it here first.
Indeed. I think the trigger point will be the local elections because the last ones this year already went really, really badly.
Exactly.
So no, I agree with that. I think, well, the talk of Streeting making an alliance with Angela Rayner is quite a good one from a Labour member's point of view.
Yes.
They generally are suspicious of Wes Streeting because he's seen to govern too much from the right.
Yeah, not a bad thing.
And
Whoops.
Keir is politically neutral.
Keir is. James isn't.
But the idea is to have a coronation, isn't it?
Yeah.
Rather than a sort of big
Yeah.
open contest, which you might lose. Predictions of who else to watch this year?
So I think you keep an eye on Kemi Badenoch. I think she's had, there's a new narrative around her that she's doing very well. I think where that goes in 2026 is key. Angela Rayner, when does she come back to cabinet? Does she form a joint ticket with Wes Streeting, or does she try and stop him being coronated as leader? I think that's very key. I would also say Nigel Farage. I think where Reform end up, because you already see a slight dip or plateauing in their polling at the end of 2025. Where will they go in 2026? It's still a long way before the next general election, a long time or plenty of time to make mistakes. So what happens with Farage, I think, is also key.
I think that's probably all fair. What about Andy Burnham?
Don't know, don't care. No, I'm kidding. I know. He's the king over the water, isn't he? He potentially could make some political comeback, and maybe at a by-election, for example, if he'd resigned as mayor. I mean, we know we're not going to get mayoral elections for a very, very long time. So.
And we also know he again is very ambitious.
Very ambitious. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you? What do you think? Apart from that, that was your.
I mean, I would agree with. Yeah. I mean, obviously, it's difficult to look past Reform, isn't it? On the Conservative side, I think Robert Jenrick has had his moment, and Kemi Badenoch is now in recovery again. And so I actually think she will probably now be okay for the next year.
Oh, he's one to watch in terms of does he jump to Reform?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Suella as well.
Yes.
Do that.
I mean, that's been coming for ages, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like the world's worst kept secret.
Yeah. Okay, let's do other predictions.
Yep.
What will the score be in the Ashes?
I think it's going to be probably something like 4-0 with a draw to Australia.
I'm going to say 4-1 Australia.
Oh, so depressing, isn't it?
Predictions for the World Cup? How will England do?
Okay, my heart says Portugal, but what? But my head says I think France are still a very good team. I don't think England are not going to do it. No way. No way, Jose.
It's coming home, James.
It's not coming home.
I'm predicting England.
It's just not going to happen. They don't have it in them.
Well, I'm predicting England will.
They'll do all right.
Will win.
Yeah, okay. You're going to go with it.
Okay, I mean, we're in the easier side of the draw.
That's true. Who do you think?
I don't think I'd say.
Go with Spain.
Spain. Yeah, they're a good team. They're a good team. Okay, fine. Very good. Next.
Who will be top of the polls in 12 months' time?
I'm going to say Reform, but I think we'll be much more. I potentially think in a more traditional situation where you have two parties who are closer to each other, maybe sort of rather than the gap of like essentially sort of 15, 16 points. I think the gap will narrow to kind of more like 7 or 8 points.
And who will be second?
I think based on what we said about Keir Starmer, I think at this time, if you have Wes Streeting in, I think it could be Reform on, say, 31, and I think Labour could be on sort of more like 23, 24.
I think I agree with that. I would have said Reform followed by Labour.
Yeah.
I also
think.
Don't think Reform will necessarily stay at 30. I think they will start to come down a little bit.
No, I think that
and
could,
Conservatives
could
start to go up a little bit.
I think that could well happen, yeah.
Okay, let's do some Christmas questions.
Do it.
Favourite Christmas film?
Wow. Do you know, I honestly don't know. Why don't you go first? Give me a bit more time to think. Oh, so that caught you out. That's hilarious. Wow. What film are you about to say? Were you so shocked that I didn't know? I mean, obviously, the Chronicles of Narnia, well, the first one, Lion, Witch and Wardrobe, is a classic.
But which Lion, which Wardrobe, James?
I mean, obviously, I think you watch the 2005 film, but secretly in your heart, you know that the BBC series from the 1980s is the best ever.
I was introducing Isaac to that series literally today.
Wait, phenomenal. And, very sophisticated of its time.
I agree. I will be watching the 1988 BBC series.
Very good.
In terms of Christmas films, then, so we watched Love Actually as a family. every year.
Yeah, that's a good one. Miracle on 34th Street as well.
Love Miracle on 34th
that's
Street.
a good one. Yeah.
The Holiday.
I mean, I've kind of overseen it, so it's no longer in my favorite.
Have you been to a village in The Holiday? So it's only half an hour away from us.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's in Surrey.
Oh, it's in Surrey?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe we'll go there then.
It's really nice.
Yeah, nice. Okay.
Muppet Christmas Carol as well.
Classic. And they're making another... Tim Burton's directing another one about Ebenezer Scrooge with Johnny Depp.
So much.
Yeah,
Carol.
classic, yeah.
Favourite Christmas song, not Carol. We'll come on to Carol.
I am just the wrong person to ask these questions to.
Do you even like Christmas?
No, I do. No, I do. I mean, I just don't. I'm not good at like saying favorite songs on anything. I mean, Bing Crosby, doesn't he sing like "Coming Home for Christmas" or something like that?
He's saying White Christmas.
White Christmas.
He may have done "Coming Home."
No,
Christmas,
that'll do. What about you?
Probably All I Want for Christmas Is You, I think.
By Mariah Carey.
Right.
Wow. What about you? You're into music.
What about the Christmas song?
Oh,
Nat King Cole, is it?
I don't think we know.
Sure. What about Santa Claus is Coming to Town? That's kind of fun.
Yeah,
I'll
go with that.
I'll go with that one. Yeah.
What does Christmas Day look like?
Oh, well, okay. We get up early and we have a nice cooked breakfast.
Lovely.
I think we've got into the habit of maybe doing kind of a stocking with fun stuff before breakfast, then do the pillowcase, which is the actual kind of more presents, I think, in the morning, then kind of chill, have fun, then have a lovely Christmas lunch, turkey, obviously, and all the trimmings. Then recover, then do under the tree presents.
Goodness me, there's 3 rounds of presents.
Well, I promise I can't. There's at least 2, and then after under the tree presents, which is they're the ones like from each other to each other.
Yeah.
Whereas and then after that, I think what we do is we kind of put food out buffet style, and then put on a film, and people can help themselves to food. They can have a drink if they want. I think this year will be different because it will be my daughter's second Christmas. She'll be a little bit more aware, but obviously also she still needs to go to bed at bedtime, as do her cousins. And so I think thankfully my mum's got a big house, so they can be upstairs, doors shut, just leave them to it, and then we'll carry on the festivities downstairs.
Very nice.
Yeah, what about you, Peter?
Well, so we are going to be in Christmas in Cornwall with Sophie's parents.
Lovely.
Who are also very kindly hosting my parents as well. Which
Oh,
is very generous.
That's really wonderful.
I don't know quite what that's going to look like yet. I mean, historically, I've always gone to a midnight communion on Christmas Eve.
very nice.
I say I've always gone to it. I've almost always played at midnight communion on Christmas Eve. I think we will still go to a service. I think my services have been volunteered for the local church down in Cornwall to every organ on Christmas morning.
Local Anglican church.
Yeah.
Like that.
Uncanny.
Yeah.
We'll be doing it on Sophie's parents' schedule, but I'm sure that there will be at least 2 rounds of presents, a big Christmas dinner. I know that sometimes Sophie's gone out with the dog to the beach on Christmas Day. It's one of those things you can do in Cornwall.
Oh,
It's
nice.
very lovely.
That's beautiful.
Do you watch The King?
No.
We do.
No, I don't think so. I mean, no, fair play. I mean, I don't think I'll even go to church on Christmas Day. When I was growing up in the house of a Baptist minister, he was very influenced by the Puritans and by the kind of nonconformist approach. And basically, we didn't ever go to church on Christmas Day because, bear in mind, in Scotland, Christmas is not the big thing it is down here. So New Year is a much bigger thing in Scotland. So interestingly, though, we never had church growing up on Sunday. And his view was Jesus wasn't born here. We'll have a carol service, take advantage of it evangelistically. But then on Christmas Day, it's a pagan festival. We're going to take the best of that, gifts, fun family time and just celebrate family.
Sure.
And I thought that was wonderful. And I've stuck to that. And I think I will stick to that forevermore. Thank you very much.
Very good.
No, I mean, actually,
You got Christmas lunch though.
yeah, I said we take the best bits. Oh, for crying out. I mean, honestly, just critics to the left of me, critics to the right of me. And I'm stuck in the middle with you.
Indeed. Favourite Christmas carol, and then we'll wrap up.
Heart the Herald. Love it.
Yeah, that would
Absolutely
be
love
the
it.
same for me.
Shall we finish by singing it?
No.
I'm just desperate. Why can't I do more singing on this podcast? It's what the people want.
Has anyone
No, but
voiced a desire
but
for
their
it
lack
other
of
than you?
their lack of opposition tells me that it's what they want.
Okay.
Yeah, people don't always know what's good for them.
Consent is not presumed, James.
Oh, well, yes, yeah. Certainly when it comes to your organs. Yeah. Sorry. It's been a long day.
I think we should wrap up.
Yeah. Anyway, we want to finish by thanking every single one of you for listening to the podcast, and especially for those of you who've taken the time over 2025 to let us know what you've enjoyed, to send in questions, to comment. We're so grateful. Thank you. Please stay with us in 2026 because we have a really exciting program of podcasts, and there's an extra special event that we hope is coming in 2026. We want to do at some point, details TBC, a live recording of this podcast, and you will be able to come and meet us in person with special guests. So 2026 is going to be a big year for the Engage podcast. I'm super excited for that. I really genuinely am. I think it's going to be great. And all that remains for me to say, Peter, is a very Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year to you and yours. The same to you, Isaac. And may good cheer and blessings be upon you all.
God bless us, everyone.
That's
as Tiny Tim once said.
Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Happy Christmas.
That was very good because I was like,
What is he going?
I don't know. It was just funny. That was good.